The concept of work in sociology dates back to the classic sociological theorists Marx, Durkheim and Weber, who all believed that the idea of work was central to the developing field of sociology. Marx in particular was interested in how the transition from independent craft work to working inside a factory for a boss resulted in de-skilling and alienation. De-skilling is defined as the process by which skilled labour within an industry or economy is eliminated by the introduction of technologies operated by semi-skilled or unskilled workers. Alienation is associated with the thinking of Marx and refers to the exploitation of workers and their sense that their work is meaningless. Over time, work has changed, as have many aspects of our modern society. In traditional hunter-gatherer societies, people used to forage for food. A small part of the day would be spent looking for food, and the rest of the day was spent on social activities. People generally would work for food rather than money. As we know, though, all good things eventually come to an end. Enter the Industrial Revolution, bringing with it the clock and the modern concept of work. The concept of wage labour became increasingly common within society. This is when a conceptual distinction between work and what we now know as leisure became more apparent. These concepts are still carried out across the globe today. However, in post-industrial society, there has been a shift into the knowledge economy, which is based more on information and finance and less on goods and an individual's skills. With the introduction of the internet, the boundaries and balance between work and non-work become increasingly blurred, which lead us on to the next topic of leisure.
Leisure is described as a person's free time to engage in activities they enjoy. It's a fairly new phenomenon for a lot of people. In the past, leisure was restricted to the upper classes as they were the ones with enough free time and enough money to engage in leisurely activities. Most members of society now engage in leisure, however there is still a divide in the sorts of activities people from different classes engage in during their leisure time. The theory surrounding the types of leisure engaged in by different groups was developed by sociologists Peterson and Kern. Their theory is that one's class determines what activities they engage in and the amount of different activities they engage in. Stereotypically, higher classes have opportunities to engage in some activities that lower classes do not. Higher classes, therefore, have access to their exclusive activities in addition to all the activities engaged in by other classes. Because of this range of opportunity, Peterson and Kern described the wealthy as omnivorous in their consumption of leisure. Other classes are restricted to a much smaller pool of activities, making them carnivorous in their leisure.
The traditional view of leisure is that men have more time than women to participate in relaxing and enjoyable activities. This has been put down to a woman's obligations in the home that occupy much of her time. However, studies conducted by Michael Bittman and Judy Wackman in 2000 suggest otherwise, finding men and women to experience equal opportunity to partake in leisure. However, the quality of leisure was a point of difference between the genders, with men experiencing better quality leisure than women. Sport features prominently in the average Australian's involvement in leisure activity, with walking, running, swimming and cycling being most popular. While sport is a popular pastime for both men and women, it continues to reinforce gender norms. Similarly, a jock culture of misogyny still reigns supreme in many contact sports. In addition to sport, tourism is another popular leisure activity in society, yet Daniel Borstein's theory, escaping the real, dampens the enjoyment by stating that people seek contrived events and spectacles in order to feel pleasure and escape their everyday lives.